Hello Pink Angels and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be all about my organisation tips. So I am a super forgetful and ditzy person. If I didn't note down everything in my life, I would get nowhere. I wouldn't turn up to classes, I wouldn't turn up to work, and I'd just completely forget about everything or be super late to things. So it's so important for me to stay super organised, and this helps me stay really productive as well and get things done. In high school, I left things to the last minute, like my homework, and I didn't organise my life, I didn't plan things, and it was quite stressful. So I vowed when I went to university never to do that again, and I will continue that in my next course that I'm going on to do. So I thought I would give you guys some tips since it is time for back to school and back to uni, and I would give you guys some of the things that I do that have helped me over my last degree, which was 4 years, and I did pretty well in that. So I thought I would give you guys some of the tips that I have done to stay organised. So if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to leave a big thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can click my face in the corner, or you can click that subscribe button, and there will also be a bit at the end where you can also click my face and subscribe, and I would really appreciate if you did that. I cannot believe that there's over 400 of you. That is so crazy to me. I say that every single time I hit a new goal, and it's just insane. So thank you so much to everyone who's already subscribed to my channel. If you haven't, please do become one of my Pink Angels. I welcome you to the Pink Angel family. Over here I post lots of pink, pretty lifestyle, beauty and fashion content, and also on my Instagram, which is at Aloha Amy _. There's always lots of pink prettiness on there. I post lots of things like my shoes, my clothes and my makeup and pretty things like that. So make sure that you follow me on there as well if you want to keep up with my pink life. So with all that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and get on with the video. My first tip is a really fun one, and that is, in order to stay organised, you're going to need cute stationery. So I have some really pretty stationery. I'm a sucker for a pretty notebook or a pretty sparkly pen. Like Paper Chase is one of my favourite shops, and I highly recommend, if you guys are wanting to get yourselves organised, then checking out different shops to find really pretty stationery. And some of the shops that I really like to find nice stationery in are Paper Chase, obviously, but it can be quite pricey, so I do recommend also going to TK Maxx. That is where I found my planner, and they always have really lovely stationery there. And also Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's have the most beautiful range. They have a few different ranges, but there's one that this is my wellness planner, and that is from the range at Sainsbury's. It's rose gold and pink and marble, and it's just so pretty. So they have a whole range of things in that, so I highly recommend checking out there. And also I get quite a lot of my pens and things from Sainsbury's as well. So this is the planner that I use. It is a 2019 weekly and monthly planner, and it's massive. Like, it is pretty big, but this is really great. It fits in my handbag really well, and I just take this everywhere I go. It's gold and sparkly, and I found it in TK Maxx, and I just knew that this was perfect for me because, I mean, inside it is grey and pink, so it is very pretty, and it has lovely sayings and things. At each month it tells me a little motivational quote. I love that. And this just helps me stay super organised. It's just helped me throughout my last year at uni, and I think it goes on until January 2020, so it'll keep me going for another 6 months or so, so I'm excited for that. Highly recommend finding yourself a good planner and diary, and I also recommend when you're shopping for one, make sure that you flick through it and see that they have all of the things that you're looking for. So for me, I like to have plenty of space to write out to-do lists, and I like to have places where I can write additional notes and things like that. So make sure that it's not just a pretty notebook, it actually does have exactly what you need in it, and that's also really important because we obviously do want to stay organised, so making sure that it has everything that you need in it is super duper important. As for like pens and pencils, I always write in pink, basically. Like for the past like 4 years since I left school and I'm allowed to write in whatever colour I want, I always use a pink pen. I always have these Bic pens in my handbag and inside my diary. They're everywhere, and These are the ones that you get in the pack where there's like a blue one, a purple one and a pink one, and I give the other ones away and just keep the pink ones for myself, and I use these all the time. They last for ages and they are really pretty. I just like to be like Sharpie or Elwoods and write in pink everywhere because that's just me and it makes me happy, and I think it makes other people happy. I also just recently got these highlighters for starting back at uni. They're really pretty pastel ones. I mainly use these three here at the moment for my diary. I will go into that later. I colour code things, so I'm using the pink, blue and the purple. I also really like to use sticky notes. I found these ones in TK Maxx. They're really pretty and they have butterflies on them. I use like page index markers to put down what week it is, and then I also use different ones throughout my diary to add additional notes and things. I'll show you how I use them in a little bit. This is my wellness planner. So this is more focused on like my daily to-do list and my mental health and my wellness in general, just making sure that I look after myself and note down everything. So I really like this because it gives you a chance to write out your inspiration for the week, and this week my inspiration is to hit my Instagram goal. So I'm really close to 2,500 followers, and that's my goal. That was my goal for the end of the summer. I hit my YouTube goal, which was amazing. So excited because I'm so close to hitting my Instagram goal. So that is my motivation for the week, to keep on going, posting lots of content and hitting that goal. And then every evening or in the morning I will write out my to-do list for the day, and there's also a little space for my workout to note that, which is really important. Happy thoughts, reflective thoughts, my mood and my hydration. So I just really like to note all of these things and make sure that I'm really grateful and thankful for everything that I have, and this just helps me to note everything like that. So as I previously mentioned, I like to colour code my diary and have everything organised. This is what my diary looks like. Purple is for Instagram, pink is for YouTube and blue is for my work, and then any additional things I write in are just like things that I'm doing in my life, like shopping trips, holidays, just meeting up with friends, things like that. So I have my pretty page marker here and I just write in everything that I need to do this week. So there's different deadlines. Mainly this week I don't have any classes, so it's all just Instagram and YouTube things. I do have a couple of Instagram deadlines with some companies that I'm working with, so I have them all noted because that's super important to post exactly when the company wants me to. And also I note down when I'm going to be filming, when I'm going to be editing, and that just really helps me to establish a routine with my filming schedules and my editing and things, because otherwise I get a little bit lazy with editing. So it's better that I just get everything done and I note it down and I highlight it, and that means that it's got to get done. So I really love using this diary. It just keeps everything super organised, and then I just have like a little additional note here using one of my sticky notes, and I just added that additional note because I was receiving a product from a company on Instagram and they wanted me to test it out and post about it, but the dates all got changed and I really needed to add extra information, so I just popped that on a little sticky note. Okay, so my next tip is to note everything. Even things that might sound silly, like when you're getting up, I just think it's really important to note absolutely everything, like get up, eat breakfast, get ready. When I have a really busy day, those kind of things are just so important, to just have like a plan that I want to be ready by this point, I want to leave my house by this point, because if you're like me, you're always running late and you're rushing about in the mornings and things, and I find it so much easier if the night before I plan out my day and it's literally like planned, I need to leave by this time. That is so important for me, so I note down everything. If I need to stop for petrol or like to get some lunch or something, I'll note that down, and I think that has really helped me to stay on top of everything and actually leave my house on time and arrive at classes and meetings and things in time. That's really important. So I've just found that doing these things really helps me feel so much happier, planning everything and making sure that I'm on top of all of my things that I have to do, it just makes me so much happier, and stress levels just go down, especially at times when you have a lot of work to do. Maybe it's exam time or you have a lot of deadlines and you need to meet them all. I think it's really good to just plan everything, make sure that you have a system that works for you. So this is what works for me, using my diary and colour coding, but maybe you like to use things like the calendar on your phone. Whatever works for you, I think it's really good to establish that system and stick with it, because it really does let your stress levels go down and makes you so much happier, because you also feel so much more accomplished. I love ticking things off my list. It's really satisfying to do that, and it makes you feel so accomplished. And I'm very like goal driven. I really want to do well, and it's important for me to keep track of everything that I'm doing in order to achieve all of my goals. So I mentioned before that I don't really use my phone calendar. I like to obviously use my diary, but if I am at uni, then I have found it really helpful to sync up my timetable to my phone calendar. This has been really great for me, because you get a reminder just before, like 15 minutes before your class, and it tells you what room it is, what the lecturer is, and who your lecturer is. And that has been really helpful for me, because I normally arrive to my classes around that time and I will get that notification telling me what classroom to go to, because either it's a really big university and I can't find the room, or I've just completely forgotten where I'm going and it's too early in the morning to think. So it's really helpful to have that notification. And also, instead of having to like log on to the timetable website and go through all of that, it's just much better to have it right there on your phone calendar. And then also, if like you're trying to make plans with someone, it's really easy if you're just on your phone anyway. You can just flick through and be like, oh no, I can't make it that day, I have a class, because everything is already synced up to your calendar. So I also like to stay organised with my money. That is something that I have been trying to work on recently, and I think that it's really helpful to note all of your expenditures. So each month I will write out what I plan on spending, like what I know I need to spend, like for example paying for my car and some shopping and things like that. And I like to plan out how much I plan on spending and try and stick to that. And that has been really helping me. And then the other thing that I like to do is I highly recommend using your mobile banking app, because you can see exactly where your money is going, where you're spending too much money, and when your money is coming in and things like that. And it really helps me to keep track of everything, because I can see I spent too much money on coffee this month, so I'm going to cut back next week and things like that. So I really recommend using your banking app. It just really helped me to stay on top of my finances and to keep everything more organised. So next, I also really recommend making a to-do list every day. I mentioned that I do this in my wellness planner. This just helps me to break down my day and make sure that I get everything done that I plan on doing. It's also, like I said, really satisfying to just tick off exactly what I've done, and it makes sure that if I've forgotten anything, then I just go back to my list and see what I need to do, or if there's anything that I haven't had time to do, I can carry that over onto the next day's list. And I just think when you're really busy, you need a to-do list. You have to get things done, and that is the only way that I can do it, because I am just so forgetful. And then the other thing that I like to do, another kind of list I like to make, is to buy lists. So if I am going shopping, then I like to make up a list of everything that I'm actually going for, because I have a tendency to just wander in, go in for like a pair of boots that I really need, and then come out with a jacket that I didn't need. I normally would say that my mum is to blame for that, because she encourages me to buy things that I don't need. They're always really beautiful. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying that she's quite a bad influence when it comes to shopping. But if I actually know that I need things, then I do like to make a list, and I have that either on my phone or in my notebook right there for me to look at while I'm out shopping. That can be like food shopping or clothes shopping, whatever I need. And also sometimes I feel like things tend to run out at the same time. I don't know if that's just me, but like your shampoo runs out at the same time as your face cream and your deodorant. And so what I'll do is I'll make up a little list of all the things that I need, and then also sometimes if I know that I need some clothes, or I have like a wish list of clothes, I will list all of these things and then tick them off. I might not get everything in one go, but over like a certain amount of time I will try and tick off all the things that I need on my list, and that helps me to make sure that I don't like run out of stuff or like go out shopping and forget what I actually came for. So I highly recommend making lists. To buy a list like that on your phone is really great because when you're out you can just remind yourself what you went out for. That is all of my tips on how to stay super organised. I'm super forgetful, and all of these tips have really helped me to stay more organised and get my degree, and hopefully they will continue to help me in my next degree. And I really hope this helped you if you're at school or university, whatever stage you're at. Then I hope my tips and advice gave you some ideas and helped you a little bit. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!